Alright, now we have voice. Yeah, I should be doing laundry too. Oh no! There goes the lips of my makeup! Oof. Yeah, I should totally be doing laundry. I've gotten spoiled. Favorite human is the one that does the laundry, mostly because he needs work clothes. And, he doesn't fold clothes, so I'm the one that folds the clothes. And occasionally he gets my stuff in there, and he does it little by little, load over load, so it'll eventually be like, alright, I'm out of clean clothes, but I have to fold everything to find my clothes. Turns into a very interesting scavenger hunt. So hey, Guido! You know what? I don't like that song. We're just gonna kill that song. Making a salad for yesterday's soup leftovers. There's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I feel like I need to boost my things. Or adjust everything else. There. We'll adjust that. So yeah. Yeah. I know, Tinker. You are not doing the thing. So yeah, the rocket launch was indeed very early. Oh my gosh, was it early. And, yeah, I was... Paranor, it's totally Paranor's fault that that got covered, because I'm all just chilling after playing some video games with my nephew. And he's like, yo, so you covering the rocket launch? I'm like, oh, that's in an hour and a half, isn't it? So, yeah, that's what happened. Why do I have a bunch of... Oh, that's right. I have a bunch of way older files open from that project I was working on. So let's see if I can find the last thing we worked on. Let's see, that would have been... Would it really have been April 14th? I guess so. Pull all those in. Yeah, I don't even think I stacked anything. I did not stack anything. Oh my. Oh yeah, no, I stacked things. Never mind, I stacked things. That brief moment of panic. So at least I can close all these other files. Yeah, I'm not entirely set up. Dave Killen says, it's a glorious day, the sun is shining, spring has sprung, the grass has grown. Poor favorite human has had to mow the lawn twice so far. He is not amused. Not at all amused. So, I really do need a thing for my... So if camera angles look different, it's because they are different. Mythtown says, what happened to my child labor? Favorite human apparently thinks I pay too much for the child labor. Because there's 3 kids and they each get paid $20. So that's... Wow, that shouldn't be that high. So that's $60 a week. So yeah, I think he feels like it's too much. And yeah, I know. Everybody told me it was too much. You know what? I don't care. They're good kids. Their dad does this thing where if they use their own mower, they have to pay for gas. And I think on top of that, they have to pay taxes to their dad. So I always feel bad. But they're not quite old enough that if I slip them extra money to keep their mouth shut about it to their dad. So... Yeah. Well, Miss Town, if you were here, I would totally pay you. I would totally pay you. Because it's just the fact that it turned into $20 a kid and I have 2 lots. So when I had 2 kids coming over, I paid $20 to the one to do the one lot and $20 to the other one to do the other lot, as well as whatever other things I needed done. And when it turned into 3 kids, it got a little tricky because I could still send 1 kid to do the lot and 1 kid to do my lawn. But then I had that 3rd kid, and he's autistic, so I can't just walk away and let him do whatever. I have to actually keep track of what he's doing, and I have to help refocus him. So he's a good kid. He just wants to hunt for spiders and things in my yard. What is the other? Oh, spiders and praying mantises is what he likes to hunt for in my yard. Dave Killen says, when I had to mow the lawn, I made it into a physical workout. People pay to do that at a gym. I know. I have a manual mower, like with no engine, that's completely, human powered. I think the blades need sharpened again. But nobody likes using it because it's a lot of work. Yeah, I have a real mower. Yeah. It's a lot of work to use it. And it's worse if the grass is too high. So it's one of those, hey, don't growl. So it's one of those where you have to be real careful about mowing the lawn when it needs mowed. Otherwise, it's just near impossible. Chandra Loon says, snow shoveling is more of a workout. Yeah, these are things I don't do. I probably should get into doing the real mower thing more. Yeah, bad if the grass is high or wet. That's what I mean by, we really have to watch how high the grass is. Because, yeah, if I'm just not doing it, I'm just not doing it. Always approach any task as something positive. Yeah, that's actually how I look at not having a car. Some people are like, you don't have a car? I'm like, I can get away with not having a car. I own a small scooter, gas-powered scooter. It is unfortunately still at my parents' house, so maybe we'll go get that today? I don't know. I don't like riding it at night, so... Because there's part of me that's like, go down, get the scooter, go to the friend's house, drive... No. I think it's going to be go down, get the scooter, come back here, then go to the friend's house for Game of Thrones. But when I was going to the campus, practically every day, I'd walk about a mile to the bus stop, and then... No, it's not a mile to the bus stop. It's a half mile to the bus stop where the bus picks me up from my house. And then the bus would drop me downtown. So it was a half mile uphill to get to campus. And so that's 1 mile, walking 1 mile. And then on the way home, it's in the reverse. I'd walk down the hill for about half mile and then get dropped off about a half mile from my house. Now that bus route takes me pretty much where I need to go. For the bus route to go to a suburb called Boardman to go shopping, I have to walk a mile to that route unless I want to go to unless I want to take my half mile walk, take that bus to the terminal, get on a different bus, and have it take me all the way down. So, and I had it timed for a while that if I missed the one bus going downtown, I could just finish walking that mile and catch the other bus to go downtown. Because the buses all go downtown. It's just a matter of, where else I want to go. So, Jean Derloon says, no public transit in my area, at all in my area. One town, and HR East. Oh, and Our East has a bus system. Yeah, so... Where I grew up, there was no public transit. I didn't really need it. I had a bicycle and everything was pretty walkable. And the transit system here has gotten better. It used to be that you had to know how to read maps or call in and have somebody help you with the route. Now you can use Google Maps to plan your route. They used to not have bike racks on the buses. They now have bike racks on the buses. You can use their special little app and track where the bus is. It's gotten so much better. The only thing that they don't have that I want to see is the RF cards. But they're encouraging more people to buy day passes, because a day pass is essentially the cost of a round trip ticket with a transfer each way. So if you know that's how you're going to be traveling, you just buy a day pass. You don't have to fuss with anything else. So that's getting on and off the bus has gotten faster because more people are using day passes. But yeah, yeah, I can relate to nothing as being walkable, barely bikeable. Where my parents are, nothing's walkable. They live... I grew up in a small town. My parents live... I don't want to say out in the middle of nowhere. But they live at the bottom of a street that's off of a really busy street. And it's kind of a rural-ish area. Like, I don't even like driving my scooter down the road to get to their house. Like, me taking the scooter to their place is like a once-a-year event. Me taking the scooter from their place is a once-a-year event. Simply because it's a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit, and the scooter only goes 43. And it's very, very busy. There's no sidewalks. There's no bike lanes. It's a lot of traffic. So, yeah, I went someplace where I could bike to like school. I could bike or walk to school, the park, the public pool, the post office, you know, so shops downtown, to having to take a car everywhere, including to school, because we lived outside of the school district. So my sister and I had to drive every morning to school, and she is less of a morning person than I am, and getting her up and moving in the mornings was not fun. She was... The 1 year she had to do it by herself, she was late all the time. The US actually had a lot of public transit, and the car companies were like, nope, we're buying it and we're ripping it out. There used to be a train from here in Youngstown to the town I grew up in, which is about a 30-minute drive. Like, it was normal just to hop on the train. My grandpa talks about this all the time, and I'm like, are you for real? Is this? But yeah, there was a lot of public transit, and part of the issue is that car companies wanted to sell more cars, so they bought up the public transit and they ripped it out. I am not joking. There's been a proposal to get... there's been a proposal that's now been like killed to get high-speed rail between Youngstown and Cleveland and a few other major cities in Ohio, because it takes 4 hours to drive takes 4 hours to drive across the state. And there's no airport in there's no major airport in Youngstown. There's no train station in Youngstown anymore. There used to be an Amtrak stop. There's not now. So the best I have is for interstate travel without involving anybody else is Greyhound. Which is, you know, both good and bad. It's okay to go to Columbus on. And I think I could potentially use it to catch a train out of Cleveland or Pittsburgh, but I haven't tried. But yeah, they were going to put a high-speed rail in between Youngstown and Cleveland, which would have been amazing, because that would have helped so much with all the people that do commute between Youngstown and Cleveland. And that's like, can be an hour to an hour and a half every single day. And that's just one way. So that's a lot of wear and tear on a car. It's a lot of early mornings. It's a lot of late nights. It's just not helpful. Oh, I didn't know the Koch brothers had a nonprofit org that's sole job is to block public transit. Yeah, it's not healthy. Astro YYZ says, I live on a bus route, which is both good and bad. I would be highly envious. And yet there is some competition with rideshare companies. Yeah, I am guilty of, okay, I'm in a hurry. I don't want to walk to the bus station or bus stop. I don't want to wait, like, however long it takes me to get some places. I will just call a Lyft, which is more expensive than the $3 day pass. And Midtown points out there are some people that drive from San Francisco drive from here to San Francisco. Midtown lives in Sacramento. I've done the San Francisco Sacramento drive and Sacramento to San Francisco drive, and no, there are enough Amtrak runs to make that not be a thing. But I don't think a lot of people take advantage of it. And the problem is that tickets, I think, unless you get like a pass or something, I think they're like $30 or something round trip. The bridge is indeed the worst part. Oh my gosh, it is indeed the worst part. I just remember like a moving parking lot, and I was like, ugh. Wow, no Lyft or Uber and no taxi service? Wow. Youngstown has had taxi service. Lyft and Uber were slow in coming here. I don't know where... I don't think there was a taxi service in the town I grew up in. And I don't know if Lyft and Uber have gotten that far. I imagine so. They have a brewery in that town now that they call Birdfish. Southwest Michigan. I have to think. Oh, yeah. Isn't that kind of... No. I forget how Ohio and Michigan line up. But I think it's southeast Michigan and northwest Ohio that kind of line up. But yeah, a high-speed train between Detroit and Chicago would have been amazing. Ugh. High-speed trains in general would be amazing, but... reliable public transit between some of the larger cities within states that's not Greyhound, that's not Amtrak. Because, yeah, like, part of me has totally thought about getting a van and being like, all right, I am now your commuting service between these two cities. But that's a lot of wear and tear on the van. But it would be cool. Like, there are some tech companies that have kind of like a coach bus system with Wi-Fi, and they just pick up their employees, and the employees just sit on the coach and do whatever work stuff, or playing around, or reading a phone, or something like that, and just go to work. So, my sister works in Cleveland, but she's worked there long enough that she now remotes most of the time from home, which is nice. So, hello, DPI. Hello. We got a couple minutes before, we get started. I'm casually throwing Cheerios to the dogs. We're talking about public transit and things of that nature. Which, is totally unrelated to everything else that we're going to be doing today, but that's okay. That's okay. A monthly pass is $550. Wow. Wow. Yeah. I know. And I know how much it is to register your truck, too, Midtown, so, yeah, no. Like, California sounds cool until I realize how expensive it is, and, how spoiled I am. Yeah, DPI, that is one thing I am looking forward to about going to Japan, because one day we will eventually go, is that public transit is so easy and cheap and just not taken for granted, but thoughtfully woven into their system. The best public transit in the US is from Boston to Washington. I haven't done that yet. Dave Killen says, same with Europe. The best public transit that I've ever been on, and which has been kind of limited, has been Hong Kong. And that was, oh gosh, well over 10 years ago. But they had the RFID cards, and it's called the Octopus system, because there's like, you could use the RFID card on 8 different methods of public transit: the buses, the ferries, the subway, the minibuses. Oh gosh, I can't even remember what all. But there was a lot of stuff that you could use it on, and the stations underground were very clean and bright and colorfully painted. There were shops down there, like convenience shops and food shops, and yeah, So it was very nice. And they had glass doors between you and the car. So you could actually have a bit of climate control going on. Plus, it made me feel safe having that physical barrier between myself and the car. Because October is the 10th month, yet Oct should indicate 8. I know, right? And then the public transit that... Hey, I'm getting there. Y'all distracted me, Tinker. And then the public transit that I dealt with after Hong Kong was Washington, D.C., which is nice, but yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, that the Washington, D.C.'s metro is nice as it's very navigable, but you can definitely tell that some of the stations were made to be like bomb shelters. And there's no physical divider between you and the train, which with how they've designed the stations, and you're not going to have a wall big thing. You're going to have more of like a railing or something, physical barrier, and I don't see that happening in the metro. I guess they don't feel like it's a need. So it is way past time. There's some overnight buses too, Midtown. When I was in the hostel, I remember an international tourist saying that she was going to take an overnight coach between cities. So, okay. Yeah, public transit is amazing and terrible. It depends on where you are. And if y'all live in a place with affordable, accessible public transit, good, awesome. If you don't, I feel your pain. So, yeah. Alright, so it's time to start. So, I don't even know if I have... Oh, look, it's already ready. Nice to have the power to change the calendar and name one month after yourself. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? It is totally crazy. Hey, Larry Weird and Proud. Alright, so you guys will have to let me know if the music gets too weird. So this is NGC 52 and NGC 53. I forget which one is which. I think the last time, oh gosh, we were working on this 3 weeks ago. Hey, Noel, how you doing? Wait, who's Pemberley? Oh, Kimberly. Hey. Bombadil. I would not be surprised if they were bomb shelters. I have not done the research. It just... The way that they were cavernous and open and underground and huge makes me think that they could be used as bomb shelters. And come on, it's Washington, D.C. I would be surprised if they weren't meant to be bomb shelters. So yeah, it's a neat aesthetic. It's just... It's kind of dark. They're clean, but dark. Alright. So, I don't think I like this song. So we're gonna hit next. Okay, so I think what we were doing last was... We have all these images. They're not all lined up the same way. So I think our best bet is to pick a base and line everything up off the base. So this one looks like it's already been scooched, so I think that's going to be our base. And this is not a Hubble image, so yeah. So we are going to have to do this annoying thing where we make the... Well, first I feel like I need to lock this one, and I don't ever remember how to lock it. Prevent auto nesting, lock position. There we go. That's what I want to do. I just realized I can't see chat. Washington has a metro line that is a bit wider along the track so you can jog year round, but mainly for the heads of state. Yeah. Yeah, you don't hear any music. It's pretty soft because I'm worried about people being able to hear me over it. I mean, I'm sure I can get the dog to whine louder. Larry Weird and Proud says, the government declares everything that provides cover a bomb shelter. I mean, yeah. Dave Killen says, the government's way to deal with public concerns about nuclear war was duck and cover. So, I may be remembering this wrong, but in processing before basic training, they handed you this book, and you essentially had to make sure you had it with you at all times through basic. And essentially, if there was nothing else to do, you were to read this book. I have read this book. I remember reading this book at least 5 times through, just because fast reader. And I believe for nuclear stuff, it was, if there was a hole, get into the hole. Get on your back, pull your knees in front of your chest, and if you have a rucksack, put your rucksack over your knees. Yeah. No joke. Which I'm like, that's disturbing. So, yeah, there's that. Okay. So this looks like it needs rotated too. Let's see. Image, adjustments. Image rotation. There we go. So... Oops. No, I just want to rotate the layer. I want to rotate everything. That was probably my fault, though. Layer style, adjustment layer. Nope, 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 nope. Arrange. There's gotta be a way. Edit. Transform. Here we go. Rotate. And boom. Actually, make sure it's 180 degrees. Just like that. And it still looks a little off. Because those two things should definitely be aligned. So we'll move this a bit. Should actually probably zoom in. How do I remember? Part of me's like, I know it's one of these things. I know, Tinker. You are so pathetic. You are so pathetic, little girl. And I'm like, it's kind of hazy. Happy Bank Holiday Sub Day. It's a bank holiday? Where did the data come from? That's a good question. I know it's not Hubble because of how everything is formed, or how the things are formed. It may have came from Swift. I'm really not sure. So, wait, sub day? Did duck and cover drills in the 60s in 3rd grade. I think my parents did duck and cover drills too. Which I find both amusing and terrifying. Yeah, it is I forget which one is which. This is just me trying to make sure I can get it as... Because layering is a little tricky. I know, Tinker. I know. Oh, I was like, sub day. Who subbed? Did I miss a sub? Now I'm going to feel bad if I miss a sub. Bank holiday Sunday. So is this the May Day bank holiday? Like, what holiday? I feel like I missed out on a holiday somewhere. Hey, Sammy. Welcome. You're just in time. Let's see. I mean, it's close. It is really close. But I can tell it's off by just a hair. And unfortunately, I have to like zoom out. So edit, transform, rotate. Oh, that's why, because I'm too zoomed in. Alright, where's my history? Because I feel like I screwed something up here. I know it's Cinco de Mayo. May Day bank holiday. So that looks like it's in focus when I do it right there. But I can see a tiny bit of shifting. I wondered about that. We really don't do May Day in the US, and I think it's because of all of its association to communism. There's a lot of things we get weird about as soon as everybody's like, oh no, communism! Like, we have Labor Day. Which I can't remember if that's later in May or not. Oh, you know what? There is totally a thing where I can adjust the text bit up here. Perfect. So negative 0.3. Okay, they do protests in Washington. This year was good. No violence. That's good. Oh, yeah, that's right. Labor Day is September. You're right. Maybe I'm thinking of Memorial Day. Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell. He's like, is this even moving? Oh, I can't remember if there's a way to create more than one view. Because I'd love for there to be another workspace where I have like one view zoomed in and one view not. So if you know how to do this, now's the time to speak up, people. So I know there's a way to do it in Blender. You'd think. Tinker, I know. You're pathetic. The minute I stop. Memorial Day is, yeah, okay, so yeah, it is Memorial Day. Good. I remember doing Memorial Day parades in high school for marching band. Yeah. Yeah, they don't like it when workers get ideas. So I guess I have to adjust it more than the tiny little incremental things I was adjusting. That looks pretty good though. That is amazing. All right, so we are going to, because I'm not seeing it shift anywhere, so we are going to lock the position of this one. Yeah, yeah, it is totally Cinco de Mayo. I don't think we'll do anything. No, I think tonight is just Game of Thrones night, honestly. So I'm like, Cinco de Mayo in Northeast Ohio is pretty much like, you know, Cinco de Mayo. Alright, so I want to change this opacity to 100. And turn that off. And then this opacity is going to be set to like 50. And we'll figure out how to make this layer up nicely later. Because right now I am really mostly concerned about getting everything lined up. Edit. Where's the transform? Rotate. There we go. So we'll do our simple 180, which is not quite right. Oh, excuse me. Tiny tortillas. Tiny tortillas sound adorable. I did not watch the Falcon 9 launch and landing. It was much too early in the morning. If you are in our Discord, our Astro, who is awake at these hours, excuse me, did kind of give a playthrough or a play-by-play. He's like, our Astro kind of gave a play-by-play. I think when I had been thinking about covering it, it got scrubbed at the last minute or something to that nature. That sounds like something that happened. And yeah, the Blue Origin happened because of Paranor, and the and this morning's launch happened because of Paranor. So hashtag blame Paranor. Oh no, these weren't lined up real well at all. So what I'm trying to do here is that there's kind of some guide stars that I want to make sure are lined up nicely, and I think they are. And because this was taken with 2 different filters, it's going to capture different things. The idea is to just get everything as crisp as possible to make it look like it's not out of focus. And I think that's good. So we'll lock this one in position after I turn the visibility back on. And things. Yeah, that's the launch that I covered this morning, was the Rocket Labs launch. Because they are, without a doubt, my favorite rocket launch company. The fact that they name their missions silly things like, that's a funny looking cactus, and it's business time, makes me incredibly happy. Like, they have the official name, because I think this one was like Space Test Program 27, which I think is what we named the stream. But really, really, it's a funny looking cactus. They sell their t-shirts, they sell mission patches. Part of me is like, I should be pimping out our own merch. But yeah, no, their stuff is amazing. And yeah. Oh, excuse me, I swear I've had coffee, people. But yeah, their stuff is amazing. So turn this one off. Turn this one on. Actually, nah, we'll fix that later. Opacity 50%. After riding jet motorbikes? What the heck is a jet motorbike? Yes, and electron rockets are indeed small enough for you to hug. So I wonder why all of these are upside down. One of these times I will find exactly what I'm looking for. There it is. Rotate. rather than doing the whole 180. Just kind of see how this is looks like it's out of focus. It's because the stars aren't quite lined up the way they should be. I guess that's the best way I can explain it, is that it looks like it's out of focus. Again, trying to just use the guide stars. These are going to be touchy adjustments, so I better use my keyboard. And boom, like that. It looks like it's in focus. Just like that. Boom! Bikes that you drag race. Oh my goodness. That's terrifying. Yeah, I haven't checked the Twitter to see if payload release was successful. I'm assuming it was, because they were DOD posted image above of... Okay, now I have to click this. Because everything was DOD, they, oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Yeah, because it was DOD, it was essentially classified. A lot of stuff, the orbit was classified and things of that nature. So, yeah, wow. That's intense. All right. I decided that I liked where this was, right? Right. The Rutherford engines are interesting, and I don't have, quite frankly, the bandwidth to get into all the understanding. Unfortunately, it's very hard to classify an orbit. Yeah, we'll know eventually what orbit it's in, but come on, the US military makes it a policy to not make information gathering too easy. It really is a beautiful launch site, YYZ. Oh wow, this one doesn't have to be rotated too much. That's like amazing. Do I have to do anything else other than just slide it by? I don't think I had to do anything else. That one just worked out perfectly. Alright, that's cool. So we'll lock that position, and we'll turn all these other ones on. And I think there was another way to do this. How do I usually do this? Don't I do overlay or screen? I think I do screen. So set all these to screen in 100%. And we should have a whole bunch of black and white. What launcher are we talking about with the DoD? We're talking about the Rocket Lab launch this morning, where they literally launched DoD satellites, American DoD, US military satellites from New Zealand because we can. It's actually not that unusual to launch things from another. Oh, so... Wow. Wow. Alright, this image looks terrible when everything's set to screen. So I'm hoping that with further adjustments it'll look much better. So what we're going to do, first of all, is zoom out. Come on, zoom out. And we're going to essentially focus in on this portion right here. So I don't know if I can do image crop. I can adjust the canvas size. So let me see if I can crop. It still won't let me do that. Trim. Okay, trim was trim was a good one. So now can I do image crop? I cannot. Oh my. I don't want to do trim. Is human-powered bike drag race is a thing? I'm thinking lift the rear wheel and pedal like crazy until the starting pistol and drop it. And the tires are fat and slick. There used to be some hardcore bike races back in the day. I mean, we still have that as a... why can't I crop? Am I literally not able to crop because of everything being locked? That's annoying. Because I really only want this bit. Well, I think we'll have to deal with that after we flatten. Okay, everything's aligned. But I forget what filters these were taken at. And I don't know where my notes are. So that's fun. Let's see if I can open these up. One of these up in Fits Liberator. Yeah, I've seen Tinker. You are just fine. I know you don't think you're fine, but you're fine. You're like, I am not fine. I am not fine. I am not fine. Read me? Yes, these are, okay, so these are Spitzer images. So let me open up one of them. I think these are Spitzer images. Yeah, they have to be. Okay. Let me flip everything around so you guys can see what I'm looking at. And of course, Photoshop's in the way. So this is what I'm looking at. And chat got buried because chat always gets buried. Yeah, you can totally book a launch from their website, and I find that highly amusing. I'm thinking all the layers have to I think you're right, Veronica. I think they all have to be flattened before I can crop, which is slightly annoying, but I'm just happy that the transparent space is gone, and I can work with that for now. Which seems weird, but I guess it's not too bad. Okay, so we're gonna create a new notepad. I don't know how expensive the launches are. I do know it's costs about 6 million per launch, which I'm not sure how that lines up with other companies, because I quite frankly I have quite frankly dedicated more bandwidth to space toilets than how much launches cost. Y'all can tell what amuses me more. Does Rocket Lab take bitcoins? I don't know, it'd be pretty cool if they did. You'd have to have a lot of bitcoins. Alright, so I'm looking for... I know Tinker. I'm looking for anything that mentions a filter. And I'm not even seeing anything that mentions a filter. How does this not mention a filter? They are unfortunately not listing prices. Of course not. It's one of those things that if you have to ask, you can't afford it. I cannot find anything that mentions a... that mentions a filter. Oh wow, 60 million for a Falcon 9 and 90 million for a Falcon Heavy. I could have sworn when I looked on Wikipedia yesterday, that they were saying that Rocket Lab's launches were 6 million. See, this is supposed to be exposure information. That's annoying. Because it doesn't give me the filter information. It really does not. You want to know what we could do, though? Is we could see if we can pull up this paper. Which I may or may not be able to pull up. Oh, really? Was it that easy? Can I view the entire paper, not just the abstract? Alright, now we're going digging. So let me change my things again so y'all can see what I'm looking at. I'm kind of annoyed at everything and myself right now. Because I just can't find it. So this is what I'm looking at. And this was... the author is this gentleman. Oh. Lead author, so first author. Yeah. I'm actually used to using this. Here we go. Is this it? This might be it. We'll just do this. Because there was a proposal ID somewhere. Where did it go? Yep, there's a program ID, 3672. So that's the Spitzer proposal is 3672. And because I am not at all familiar with doing Spitzer's stuff, full text. How about we just clear all that? And I may not be able to pull up these articles from home because, yeah, some SpaceX rocket gets off or falls off the ship and doesn't get reused. I know, right, Astro B? Right. So this was the proposal. This was the proposal for it, which didn't create the thing. This is part of it. Citations, references, full text sources, ADS. All right. It probably does. It probably does, the size and the weight of the payload probably does feed into the price. Oh my goodness. This is... Okay, we are rewarded 91.6 hours of Ghost Spitzer one time. Okay, so here, all 4 bands. Boom, there we go. That is information we didn't have. So let me pull up my notepad and do an essentially copy paste. I don't know which one is which, and I think we might have more than 4 images. But, HDR is used to correct pixels saturated in the longer 5x30 or 5x30 second integrations. MIPS observations consist of 183 targets to be covered in all 3 bands. Copy paste that. I don't know what target this was in, and I don't know. Really? This is it? Just 2 pages. Oh wow. This was not what I was expecting. I was expecting more. Alright, so I guess we go back to everything you have. Shh. Shh. Maybe he was making a catalog? Part of me is like, oh no, watch, he's probably got a gazillion papers to his name. Are they still fully counting on using, I'm trying to think, reusing every booster? Because I feel like that would, reusing boosters would cut down the cost of future launches, not, you know, always current launches. This is one of those things where I feel like I need to just contact the author and be like, what is this in? I can't tell. Like, I'm trying to, you know, colorize your data, and I don't even know what this is in. So I may... the terrible, part of me wants to just be like, alright, I'm going to talk to my astronomers at YSU, and then see if they know this guy, and if they know this guy, then I can just talk to him directly. So, I don't know. I mean, they're doing galaxies. Yeah, they're... I was gonna say, I know they can't recover every booster, and sometimes it is just totally expendable. And what if I do 7753? Of course that recovered nothing. NGC 7753. Oh no, this is way more. Alright, results from, let's do 2003. There's a lot in 2006. Alright, I think I know what I'm going to do. We are going to get citations. There we go. Yeah, suborbital price of $400 per trip does seem reasonable. Oh, you're saying it's 400K? Oh, wow. I would never be able to afford that. I would never, ever, ever be able to afford that. Part of me is like, this is also another very small paper. Okay. So I think we're done messing around with that because I don't think that's really going to pull up anything essentially new. So I have to find Photoshop. Where did it go? I don't think that's essentially going to give us anything new. See, that's the cost of the house in some places. You can definitely get a house for way less than that here in Youngstown. Okay, so let's go back to our Photoshop. New York to Paris was $10,000 on a Concorde. Oh, wow. That just is mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. There's part of me that's like, that's a lot of money. Who in the world would be able to afford that? YYZ says, need to spend at least twice that for a house here. Yeah, this is probably why I'm going to end up renting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is definitely one more than our, no wait. Yeah, it's one more than our list. So I think we're gonna look at Wikipedia again. For the visible spectrum, which I should really just keep this somewhere. Oh, this isn't going to be visible spectrum. This is going to be electromagnetic because... yeah. And I've already forgotten. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I've already forgotten what the fraction of that's derived. Part of me is like, we might end up just finishing here because I have no idea what's going on. We've got everything. Oh, I heard bits. Somebody felt bad for you guys. Somebody felt bad for you guys. Thank you for the bits, bombed. I can get this. Bombadil. I'm tried. I'm sorry. Anyways, so here's the Cheerios. And Puck, can you speak? You're not even in the right spot. Come on. Speak. Say thank you. Make all the noise. Say thank you. Speak. Come on. All right. Puck says thank you. I say thank you. Here's the Cheerios. And make it rain. All right. Life expectancy on Mars is 1 week. I know, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think we're going to call it here. Simply because I don't know what to do right now with it, and I feel like there's a whole lot of reading I need to do, and watching me read is gotta be pretty freaking boring. So, flip over to the doggos, so everybody can enjoy the doggos. I'm gonna save this, because I feel like we did make pretty good progress. Let's see, today is 5 May 2019. Everything is lined up the way I want it. It's just going to be a matter of colorizing, and I don't know what the Spitzer palette is. And I feel like I need to do way more research on that to, in order to speak intelligently about it. Tom Bombadil. Not if you read out loud. I am terrible about reading out loud. Because right now my brain's in like 50 gazillion different directions. Like, okay, I need to know what the Spitzer palette is. I need to know, like, why are they using micrometers instead of like nanometers, for example. Tom Bombadil. A character from, oh, Lord of the Ring books. Okay. Yeah, Lord of the Ring was way more of like my dad's and my sister's thing. Storytime with Annie, reading processing manuals. I mean, I threatened to, where is it? I need to clean off my desk. It's a disaster area already. I threatened to read the contract management issues cost overruns on NASA's shuttle toilet. But, I guess it's hard to see the tabs because they get green screened out. But the really funny bits got, were really early in it, and then it just got kind of dry once they, you know, pulled up NASA's things. I think I just need to throw away this makeup because it keeps making my face itch. So, yeah. I mean, it was a fascinating read, and I want to get this on the, I want to get this on microfiche so I can print it out. Alright, more bits! Are you stealing souls, Tinkerbell? Puck, you're not even on camera. Puck. I'm trying to get them both on. There we go. Now he's kind. Hey, Puck. Sit. Sit! I faked a throw. I'm a terrible dog mom. Tinker making the soul eyes. I know, right? Really? Alright, we have one dog on camera. Puck, can you speak? Come on, speak. Say thank you. Come on. There you go. Can you do it again? Speak. Good boy. Good boy. Alright. Here's the bits. And Puck says thank you. I say thank you. And make it rain. So Pamela... Yeah, let's talk about what's going on. And let's see if I can access Pamela's calendar. Because I think... So Dr. Pamela is totally traveling, right? This is a thing, and I was told I was given access to her calendar, to her traveling calendar. Oh no, I don't think I have access to her traveling calendar. But, I'll check my email for that later. So here's the thing. Dr. Pamela is currently in Budapest. I have no idea what that means for Daily Space this week. I think she said she was going to try to cover as much of it as she could. You might see a whole lot of me this week, which will make, you know, poor PSI, the poor paperwork people at PSI go, did you mean to work all these hours? And I'll be, yeah, I did. But yeah, Dr. Pamela's in Budapest. I forget why. I am a terrible, terrible replacement for Dr. Pamela. But yeah, she's in Budapest. I would assume that there is no painting planets because I would assume that she didn't, you know, bring her painty thingies. If I had a proper thing for my webcam, I could be like, well, we could do origami, which I know isn't quite like painting planets, but yeah. Yeah, she's traveling. She's doing the you know, the traveling thing. And yeah, there's probably no painting planets. Can't remember if I don't know if there's any Astronomy Cast office hours. Yeah, I know folding paper is not painting planets. I don't think there's Astronomy Cast office hours. I don't know if there's going to be story time. Oh, she's being keynote speaker. See? Sometimes y'all are better about this than I am, and I'm her employee. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to paint planets. I don't have paints. I don't have equipment. I might actually fold 1,000 cranes. I'm not sure if I'd do that on stream, but I might actually fold 1,000 cranes. It's very, from what I've heard, very grueling. But yeah, that's, so I don't know what all is going on today. I will talk to her about, Daily Space later today, because it might be that I am covering Daily Space all this week, or it might be she's doing a lot of it. It might be you see me more than once this week, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. Other than that, I mean, cranes are better than with friends. I bet, because I know how to fold cranes well enough that I think I could get away with not needing to look at instructions a lot. I think I'd be able to engage with chat, which would be cool. I might also fold flowers at some point. Yeah, and I understand everything really does depend on her internet, where she's at, and things of that nature. So, I don't know. I can promise you there will be Daily Space. I can't promise you what will be covered. And I can't cover a lot of her Star Strider streams. And I'm actually not set up to do Binary Blaze streams. So I'm pretty much set up to do streams on CosmoQuest and not much else, which I think I could change that by setting up a different profile on my computer and make that just for, you know, streaming Binary Blaze, but I, quite frankly, am not that motivated. DPI says, for the benefit of education, it is believed that folding 1,000 cranes in a year and offering them at a Japanese shrine will grant a wish by the gods. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard about doing 1,000 cranes for a wedding as well. But I have a lot of origami paper. I just don't have a setup where I can have a camera on the paper and a camera on me at the same time. I have set up where, you know, there's a dog camera and there's me. So that would literally involve a tripod and a third camera. I don't really think there's anything else. I guess if anybody has questions, now's the time to do the question thing. And meanwhile, I'm going to see what I did with Streamlabs and things of that nature, and I'm going to get ready to roll the credits. If anybody has a suggestion for who to raid, please suggest, because it doesn't look like there's anybody really live on TKF. Yeah. Astro YYZ is asking, what is she keynoting at? Part of me is like, we have the internet. That is not. Sometimes I hate her last name. It pulls up all sorts of not safe for work things. On a quick thing, I did not find what she's doing. Let's see if she says on her Facebook page. Yeah, I kind of figured, because it's a Sunday. It's totally a Sunday. Oh, I think this is her personal one. No, that's not her personal one. That was her public one. Oh, shoot. Here we go. She is going to be at Craft which I guess is a large European computer science software dev conference. Here we go. Thank you, Kyle, for posting that. So here's the link to that. And like, I know she's got to be on this page somewhere. Yep, she's totally on this page. But yeah, that's what she's being the speaker at, and there's a lot of speakers. So that's pretty cool. Astronomy on tap May 8th in Budapest. Oh, if somebody can make it there and she's there, that would be amazing. I feel like that's something she would be there for. But yeah, that's where she's at, and that's what she's doing. And I guess I guess I can look at the schedule and then do things. Like 3 tenths and 2 platforms. Oh my. And Thursday, session day 1, but it doesn't tell me what day is Thursday. I feel like that's next week, maybe? I don't know. About... it's literally not giving me a, Monday, oh, maybe I can't read. No, it says Thursday. It's literally not giving me an actual date. It's just, here's the thing. So, I don't know. To me, it's very confusing. I'm like, why don't you just put dates? May 7th through the 10th. Okay, so it technically doesn't start till Tuesday. All right. Because, oh, that's how they have it. They have meetup days, the 7th and the 8th, workshop days, the 7th and the 8th, and the conference days are the 9th and the 10th. That's really cool. I like how they have that set up instead of everything just being overwhelmingly happening all at once. All right, so yeah, cool. I will get with her later today and we will figure out what's going on for Daily Space. And yeah, I think that's it. Someone called, but I'm not sure if they're in the Knowledge Fellowship. At this point, I really don't care if they're in the Knowledge Fellowship. I'm more concerned that they're family friendly, as in, because we're not in after hours mode. Things like, you know, drugs and drug and alcohol mentions are not thing because we're in family friendly mode because it's during hours. So yeah, that's pretty much my feeling on that. And now I have way too many things open. So yeah, Rossman, Jandra says Rossman Group or Noop Cat. Okay, they're both family friendly. Okay, cool. So I'm kind of amused at Noop Cat. Science and technology. Okay, Noop Cat has 229, and let's see about Rossman Group. Alright, so we are going to raid Rossman Group because they're a smaller stream and, you know, kind of like to boost their things. So I've got that set up. And alright, I'm gonna roll the credits. So yeah, the quick things. If you ever miss an episode, we archive them on YouTube after a day or so. This is a production of CosmoQuest. Our host institution is Planetary Science Institute in Tucson, Arizona, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University here in Youngstown, Ohio. What else? You can support us with subscriptions, bits, merch, being a patron on Patreon, If you can't afford any of that, follows are free. Come chat with us. Come hang out with us. You can also hang out with us in our Discord. Follows give you, alerts for when we do go live for like rocket launches, because you can't schedule rocket launches. We've tried, trust me. Otherwise, we normally stream Sunday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Even when the time changes, just remember 1 p.m. Eastern. Right now, that's 1700 hours UTC. And yes, I know! But yeah, thank you for everything, guys. You are really, what keeps us going. So yes, thank you, everyone, for all of your support. And I think that's all of the things I'm technically supposed to cover. So I'm going to roll the credits, awkwardly, as you do. And then we're going to hit this raid, and yeah, that's it. And then I'm going to go cuddle puppies and probably play video games on my phone. So until next time, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Be kind to each other, and if the weather allows, look up. Yeah! All the things. And rolling credits. And bye, guys!